Hey, it's Heidi. Welcome to the Pancake Channel. This week we're going to be making some buttermilk pancakes with apple cinnamon chutney, and these are all vegan because we don't do any animal stuff. So today we're going to make an apple chutney to go over our pancakes. And the first thing you want to do is go ahead and peel your apples. And for our family, I used 4 apples, and there are 7 of us in our family, so you can adjust the recipe according to your family size, or you can just make a lot and keep it in your fridge and have pancakes for a few days. So I've already chopped up all of our apples except this one. So what we'll do is just go ahead and chop that up. Small, because you don't want a big chunky apple on your pancake. So, and they cook a lot quicker if they're a little smaller. So just chop them up into little chunks. Apples are all chopped up, except for this guy here. Alright, so we got our apple chopped, and this is 4 apples peeled and chopped really small. Here's my other ones. And you could pretty much use any apple. These are Braeburn's, but Granny Smith's would be good, or another of your favorite apple, just so they're crisp. Alright. So we have our apples in here, and we're going to go ahead and add 2 cups of water. And I have my burner right now on high just to kind of get it going. And so we have 2 cups of water, and now we're going to add in the juice of 1 lemon. And I've got in here 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of cardamom, and a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. And that's pretty much it. All we're going to do is just stir this up, and we're going to let it simmer over the stove for probably a good 30 minutes or so to cook down the apples and get it into a chutney. And we're also going to add one more ingredient, and that is a sweetener. And I'm going to use sucanut because it is a natural sweetener and it's good for you. And this is going to be half a cup of sucanut. Half a cup of sucanut, just to get it a little bit sweet taste. And we're just going to let that cook, and we're going to go mix up our pancake mix. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and make our buttermilk, and to do that we're going to use some coconut milk, and we're going to use 3 cups of coconut milk. So 1, 2. Alright, so there's 3 cups of coconut milk. And now we need to add in lemon juice or vinegar or something of that sort to curdle the milk. And so we're going to go ahead and use this raw apple cider vinegar. And we need 2 tablespoons of that. So I'm just going to use this here, 2 tablespoons. All right. So this is going to turn into buttermilk probably in about 15 or 20 minutes. So I'm just going to mix it up and immediately it got really thick and kind of gloppy, and it's going to get even worse here in a few minutes. And that will give us buttermilk. So we're just going to let that sit for a little bit. And we're going to do our dry ingredients here. And these are really simple pancakes to make. We're going to go ahead and use our kamut flour. You can go ahead and use whole wheat if you want, and that would be an option too. So I need 3 cups of kamut. So this one. We made these yesterday, and they were a really big hit at our house. It's kind of like putting a little bit of apple pie filling on top of your pancakes. So if you like apple pie, you'll probably like these. So we've got 3 cups of kamut, and now we need our baking soda in powder, and we're going to do 1½ teaspoons of each. Alright, so 1½ teaspoons of each of these baking soda and baking powder. Alright. And now we're just going to mix this up. And we're going to wait a few minutes for our buttermilk to curdle. So, be right back. Alright, so we have our chutney here and it's cooking. And what I did is I brought it to a boil first, and then I just dropped the heat down to about 3 or 4, which is a nice simmer. And I did add a little extra liquid than you would in a normal chutney, and I did that because I'm gonna go ahead and add some arrowroot powder at the end to make all this liquid nice and thick and kind of saucy, so that it will spread over the pancakes really nicely. So this is going to need to cook for a few more minutes, and we're going to go ahead and let that sit for a little bit. Alright, so this is our buttermilk that we made with our coconut milk and our apple cider vinegar. And as you can tell, it's a little bit curdled now, and it's got a nice sour smell to it. So this, I would say this is just about ready for our pancake mixture. So we're going to go ahead and put that in. Alright, so we have our dry ingredients together, and we just finished making our buttermilk. So we're going to go ahead and add this in here. And we're also going to add in a cup of applesauce. And you can just use applesauce from a container. We actually didn't have any, so we made applesauce. And to do that, we just took 2 apples, peeled and cored them, and put them into our blender, and with a tiny bit of water, and we let them turn into applesauce. So anyhow, applesauce, this is a cup. And let's see, there we go. One thing I did want to mention with the applesauce is that in the last few sessions of the Pancake Channel, we have done recipes that have involved pumpkin or yams, something like that, which has been a good binder for all of our ingredients here, which helps us eliminate using oil. So for this basic recipe of just a buttermilk pancake, we did need to add the applesauce. Anyhow, the applesauce takes the place of the oil. That's all I wanted to say. Alright, so we're just going to mix this together. Alright, that looks good. And now we can go ahead and put them on our grill. Alright, so we've cooked down our apples into our little chutney here, and it's got a lot of liquid in it still. So what we're going to do is go ahead and add our tablespoon of arrowroot powder, which is kind of like a cornstarch, but we like arrowroot a little better. And then we're just going to add a little bit of water and mix it up. If you throw this right into your bowl of hot liquid, it's going to get really chunky and it's not going to work very well, and it's not very pretty either. So you want to put your arrowroot in your little bit of water before you put it in your mixture. And so now this is good to go, and we'll just put it inside of our chutney here. And then this should start to thicken up real quick into more of a syrupy mixture. Alright, and now we're going to drape this over our pancakes, and we're going to eat them. Alright, so this is our finished product here of the Apple Chutney Buttermilk Pancakes. And if you've watched our channel before, you know that instead of using butter products, we actually use coconut oil to spread on our pancakes. So that is a nice vegan alternative to the traditional. And thanks for watching our show. And if you are on Facebook, be sure to like us and share with all your friends, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you are on Instagram or Twitter, please follow us. And if you make the pancakes, be sure to take a picture of them and hashtag it TPC Apple Pancakes, because we'd love to see your finished product. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Heidi, and you're watching the Pancake Channel. Welcome to our next episode here of pancakes. Let's start. I love apple pancakes.
Apple pancakes.
Say, I love apple pancakes.
Apple pancakes.
Can you say, I love apple pancakes?
Apple pancakes.
Now say, I love apple pancakes.
Yeah.
Can you say it? That would be an option too. We just choose to use Kamut, and I need something to scoop it with. This comes in handy when you need to scoop flour. 1.5 teaspoons of each. One of my daughters is holding up the sign that says smile, because I'm kind of a serious person and I forget to smile, so I'm actually a really happy person. A buttermilk pancake, we did need to add the applesauce to take place of the oil that we try to choose. Good. We don't like to